Yo, how we doing, guys? I made a video about defense in GGST about a month and a half ago, and I wanted to now make a video. It's kind of apart. I want to make a video talking about offense in this game. The damage in this game is crazy high, and it always has been. In the previous titles, previous games as well, it's always been high damage. It's a Guilty Gear. It's a very high damaging title. You know, when thinking about the ideas of what I could say in this video, the defensive video I made kind of also plays into this video. Like, the damage is so high in this game that you don't want to block a lot of times. There's the mindset for most players, right? Obviously, this falls off at the top level, but in the high level, mid level, you see a lot of players that just refuse to block, and they mash on stupid options, right? Like, you see Slayer players and just never wanted to block. ABBA players never wanted to block, right? Johnny players never wanted to block, right? Obviously, it's different for characters, kind of. Like, it's character specific, because, you know, every character in this game can dish out high damage, but if you have high HP as well, then you kind of just feel like a super soldier. But anyways, let's talk a bit more about the offense in this game. The offense in this game is so powerful that, and again, like I said at the start, it kind of plays into the defensive video as well. Maybe I should have made one video, but the offense in this game is so strong that you're scared to lose your turn when you're running your own offense, which is kind of ironic. Like, if you're playing a character that has strike throw, for example, right? Let's say you're playing Kai or Sin into like Gold Lewis, right? And you know, you really don't want to mess up your turn, so you just play it safe. You know, you just do like basic pressure, right? For example. You know, because you're so scared. If you try to, you know, do stuff that is fake, or, you know, try to really call out an opponent's mash and it doesn't go right, you get put on defense, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I could lose the game. This game has a very high snowball effect, especially if you play a mixed character, like, for example, Sato, or, you know, Happy Chaos, right? Characters like that, or especially characters that just have really easy access to wall break and use meter very well, they can just snowball you, right? Like I mentioned before, the damage in this game is so high, even if you're winning, you're not actually winning, right? A lot of time versus higher HP characters, if you're fighting one of them, if they're at 50% HP and you're at 80, a lot of times you guys actually have, like, it feels like you guys actually have the same HP, right? And damage is so high that 80% that you have could be like, that could just not be enough for the next combo, depending on what you hit by, you know, depending on the character that you're fighting. And then you have to incorporate risk as well, right? Risk is just, oh man, I hate risk, but you know, risk has gotten tuned down from before. It depletes a lot faster when you have it. So before, it felt like if you had risk, it kind of was just stuck on you, but now that's not the case as much. It kind of depletes, so you're not just exploding every second, right? But yeah, no, there's just so many in this game, and maybe I'll make a video in the future, but there's just so many messed up situations to get put in this game, right? So many characters just feel bad even, like, approaching, like, just fighting in general. Like, Nago making you block anything is just like oh my gosh, right? You know, Sin, for example, if he puts you in a situation like this, right? This is very good, and it's like, wow, depending on what I do, I could just lose, right? Now, with offense in this game, there's also, and I guess this kind of ties into the defense as well. Sometimes, and again, in this game is so high damage, it's just not worth getting hit. So the option of just take the throw is a real thing. It is truly a real thing, and that is one of the strongest options versus Sin at times, right? You know, sometimes just take the throw. Let characters use their resources to, you know, you gotta think of the, not risk reward exactly, but kind of, like, just think about like, if you get hit by, you know, counter hit close slash in this situation, and look at your risk. I'm already building risk in this situation. You're gonna explode. You're gonna lose everything. To the point where if you just take the throw, and keep in mind, one thing in this game is throw depletes risk. That is one thing people need to take account, like, when they see their risk building up. Sometimes when you take the throw, let your risk go, right? And just let it happen. Let them waste their resources, right? Especially if they use meter, you know, let them dump their resources, and then from there think about how you can get out, and then make them scared, right? No one is just not scared to block, right? This game, even the slightest hit in the RC is something that can just turn the tables of the match, especially if that hit also breaks the wall. right? Like I've mentioned before, there are just so many strong metered options in this game. You know, super PRC, you know, more character specific, but like super or Scarecrow PRC, for example, right? Stuff like that, like where if you get it, you can just, the chances of getting your next hit before the opponent does becomes way more weight in your favor, right? So yeah, I think, like I said before, to kind of recap, the damage in this game is absurdly high, but always make sure that even when you're down, to have the mindset that you're not actually down, right? This game can change on a coin flip, and that is something more people need to realize. And I believe I've said this in my mindset video as well, but it's just so huge. Next, about offense in this game and why it's so strong, is Guard Crush. You know, the addition of Season 4 that we got like 6 or 7 months or so, whatever months ago. Guard Crush being more common in every character is more scary as well. You know, this can mean Blue Wild Assault, for example. Well, none of these characters don't have Blue Wild Assault, but you know what I'm saying. Like Blue Wild Assault, for example, being able to take a little bit of your burst and then put you in Guard Crush so that you're kind of guessing on the next mix-up. Characters having built-in Guard Crush like Ram, Gold Lewis, Sin, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, right? You know, being able to take away from your characters, defensive options, no throw protection, no cross-up protection, you can't YRC, right? Being able to take advantage of that, and, you know, especially, like I've said, with the built-in high damage in this game, and risk and everything, you just feel stuck. So, I mean, and again, this kind of ties into the defensive video, because, like, after hearing this, why would you want to block? You know, why do you think so many people do these dumb options on top of playing these ignorant high HP characters that can just take the hit and then come back down and do some brain dead option and take 80% of your health bar, right? That is definitely one of the flaws with this game. But I don't know if this is off topic or not, but it's just, you know, very easy slop characters being able to do whatever and just, you know, have extremely good offense is insane. And that's why the video about the truth, or, you know, the truth about defense in GGST, I don't feel like it matters. Like, defense at the end of the day matters as much as a character having good offense and you be able to just flowchart it well. There's so many people in this game, players in this game, that have good defense, but they're not able, you know, the person that just spawned out of nowhere playing a broken X character that is known for having terrible defense is able to just do extremely well, where other fundamentally better players playing different characters are not able to get the same results as them, right? That, I just think that is living proof that offense in this game is too strong. The damage offense in this game overall is just too strong, and they need, I don't know what they need to do exactly, but I don't know, it needs to be toned down in some way. When looking at a character, as I've said before in a different video, when you look at a character, especially a character that just comes out, they need to have either good offense or high damage, right? Defense doesn't matter as much. You can get around having bad defense. It is a flaw. It will drag you down the tier list, sure, but, you know, these are the two main checkboxes a character needs to have, right? And, you know, some characters just can't compete, but I mean, like, they still have damage, right? Like I said, it's universally high damage. But yeah, I think, as I was saying before, good offense or crazy offense with crazy damage is much better than a character that is just so reliant on defense. That won't get you, maybe at a top level, but for the majority of the players in this game at the higher mid level, if you just have your offense down, it seems like you're able to get away with a lot of things, right? For example, like old Asuka, Slayer, his whole like iteration of this game, old Zato, like, you know, Happy Chaos, like every version of Happy Chaos, like Johnny, right? Like, especially these characters, like, again, have high HP and are able to let you get away with even more dumb mistakes on defense, and then give you more chances to steamroll on offense since you have so much HP that you get more chances, right? So, yeah, at the end of the day, I think that the offense in this game is crazy strong. I think it matters more than defense in this game, unfortunately. But, yeah, I'm curious to everyone's thoughts. I kind of got a little off topic, and I know I was kind of rambling on, but I hope you guys heard the message that I was trying to say. I didn't really have a script for this one, so I apologize. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for listening. Until next time. And I want to know everyone's thoughts in the comments. Please let me know. If you agree with me, if you disagree, if you have a different view, I want to hear everything. So that's it for me. Thank you, and until next time.